For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you surely feel naughty when you swallow our coffee. If you want some real heat, give your mouth a fine treat. You will want some more, rest assured. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough of.
It's time for The Scribble, your weekly fix of celebrity chats, bizarre stories in the news, and basic random chatter with best-selling author and syndicated radio host Jeremy Bradley. Make sure your seat is in the upright and locked position and your barf bag is securely in place. Here's Jeremy Bradley.
Thank you very much, Larson. Jeremy Bradley here. This is The Scribble. Hey, do you hate people as much as I do? That's my question today. And actually, we're going to make this a twofer. That first, and then, customer service ain't what it used to be. It's one of my favorite things to rant about. We've done, I don't know how many shows about it. It seems like they're becoming more and more frequent, but I don't even know. It makes me, I don't want to be around people. And then as much as online shopping is convenient, there's still that whole, I'm going to have to deal with a chat bot, some outsourced overseas call center, just like I'm already going into it. Like I haven't even purchased yet. And I'm already looking long-term going, okay, if there's something wrong with this, it's not even about checking the return policy. It's about checking the way to get the help that I need. Do you know what I mean? Like there's just so many places now. First of all, they're making it almost impossible to actually find out how to communicate with a human being. Have you noticed this? Before, a website would have a contact button almost front and center, right? Call us, email us, whatever. Then they moved it to forms because, spam or whatever, people were just grabbing email addresses. Okay, I get that. But now there's the knowledge base, there's the resource center, there's the help center, there's the community, there's the whatever. No, give me a way to directly contact you about my problem. Think about this. Maybe 30 years ago, our biggest frustration was that stupid 1-800 recording. Press 1, press 2. You had to sit through all the prompts, right? That was maddening enough. Now, they don't have a phone number. They don't have a direct email address. They don't, the web form is buried behind 3 web pages of information that want you to find the answer and for you to help yourself. So when you see these shows on A&E, I love the shows, Customer Wars, Road Wars, Neighborhood Wars. There was another one that they had, Parenting Wars, wasn't it? Yeah. So people are freaking out, and it's kind of, it's interesting that they can make an entire television series out of these instances because that's just how crazy it is. They even say that at the beginning of the show, that people are just at their wits' end for things. So is it ever going to end? We hear all about AI and how that's going to take the jobs, whatever. I mean, I guess it means that... Here's the thing. I'm all for it. If it's going to be more efficient and convenient for me as the customer, AI the fuck out of those customer service jobs then. AI the fuck out of them. I will take a computer. And now, I've had some interactions with AI because if you have a question or there was a story on the news the other day about the average age people are buying their first house. And so I went on to Google, I don't know what it's called. Just like when you do a Google search, there's now like that AI tab. Is it just considered Googling? I don't know. But anyway, so, normally you would Google a question, right? What is the average age of first-time home buyer or something like that? Well, now there's the AI function where you can almost like chat with this thing. So I can ask another question. What is the average age in Canada? What is the average age in the United States? When was it the lowest age? And it'll just pull all this information, whether that's correct or not. That's not what I'm saying. But my point is that I'm asking the question. It's giving me exactly what I need. There you go. So if there's a way that a chatbot, a very, very intelligent AI chatbot, can help me and assist me and resolve the problem, that I don't have to worry about someone, who's they're copying and pasting template replies. They're misspelling, things. So you can clearly tell that English isn't their first language. Now, before anybody comes at me and says, oh my God, you're racist, you're racist, you're racist. No, here's the thing. If I'm dealing with an American audience, I want to make sure that I am representing the languages of whatever country it is. So Canada, English and French, United States, Spanish and English. I'm going to make sure that people, I don't care how cheap it is, and maybe this is just because I'm a writer and a broadcaster, so I have a little bit more respect for the language than perhaps a big corporation that doesn't give a shit. But I'm going to insist, if I'm outsourcing it, I'm going to insist either English is the first language, because if that's predominantly what, like let's say I'm hiring for Canada, English is primarily the language in Canada, I'm going to make sure that whatever country I cheaply outsource to, that I tell that company, because I'm the customer at that point, right? I'm the customer hiring this company to do the work for me. I will insist, and I will even test them. They're not going to know that it's me, but I want you to put your agents on a chat with me or whatever it is. And I will tell you, this is the quality I like. This is not the quality I like. This is the quality of English. This is the quality of English. And that one, don't want that on my account. Nope, they're not handling my customers. Not a fucking chance. So, customer service ain't what it used to be. That is the rant on the show this week. Oh, you're going to have some thoughts. I know you are, because here's the thing. We're all customers to something. We're all customers. So, sit back and enjoy. It's coming up on the Scribble right after this.
Isn't it crazy that you wait for payday, but before you know it, you're strapped for cash again? It's time to stop blowing your money and become a smart spender with the book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate, at cheapskatebook.com. Learn simple ways to cut costs at home every day and during special times of the year. Don't go broke at Christmas. Don't remortgage the house for a fancy vacation. The book is filled with tips to save you money throughout the year. Check out the best-selling book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate, at cheapskatebook.com or on Amazon and iTunes.
JB here on the Scribble, ranting and raving about customer service, how it ain't what it used to be. Now, here's the thing. People are going to call me, you're just an old curmudgeon. No, again, there are TV series about this. There are dedicated YouTube channels to flip-outs. It's on TMZ every other goddamn day that somebody's having a freak out and throwing coffee at Starbucks, smashing a TV monitor at the airport, getting into a fist fight on an airplane, whatever, throwing fast food at the counter staff. So this is not just a symptom of me aging. It's not that at all. People are fed up. Now, you could go back to examine why this is. I know the hiring. Back when I worked in customer service, that was even before you learned about the. I'm thinking like my retail jobs was Party City or I sold luggage, I sold jeans in a jeans store. Your customer service training was front and center. You didn't learn about the products and all that other shit first. You learned about the policies. This is how we greet people. This is how we. That was what it was. Customer was number one. Customer's number one. So when I was an assistant manager at Party City, I would be ringing somebody through the odd time, and I would have, like, an employee would come up behind me or beside me or something, we would start asking questions, and I'm ringing through the customer. I ignored that employee. I didn't hear them. Customer's right here. Customer's my number one priority. Absolutely. I'm not making eye contact with the employee. I'm not acknowledging them. I'm pretending I don't hear them. They'll eventually get the hint and go, oh shit, he's with a customer. I really shouldn't be interrupting him. So there's that too. But that was the focus. Same thing with, I'm at the till. There's a phone right beside me. The store phone is ringing. Somebody's calling Party City. And yeah, you know what? I could have answered the phone. Party City, where the lowest prices are guaranteed. Jeremy speaking. How may I help you? Let it ring. I don't hear it. I'm ringing you through. I'm talking to you. I'm making sure that my customer service is focused on the customer right in front of me. And there's plenty of other people working in the store. We got a lot of staff that are going. There's phones all over the building. So you know what? Someone can grab the phone. I will let it ring. I'm ringing you through. You're my attention. That's what's, So that was what customer service was. And maybe that wasn't even necessarily the company policy. That was my policy when you're working my shift. And really, what corporate office is going to say, no, actually ignore your customer, listen to the employee talking to you? No. Maybe they will now. That's how much things have changed. But I'm saying the customer was number one. And I just remember we had, like, my friend... Okay, so there was a woman named Lisa, and she went to school with my sister-in-law. I didn't know that at the time. My brother was not married yet. And so she went to whatever school, and then when my brother got into this relationship with his now wife, Lisa, the other assistant manager of Party City, had said, I went to school with her. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Okay. So I became really good friends with the store managers. I was an assistant manager. Lisa was an assistant manager. And then we had our store manager, Yvonne. And when there was sort of like a bigger client, so let's say somebody putting on like a wedding, or we had a lot of bar mitzvahs. I loved doing bar mitzvahs. When you're planning those events, here we go. I'm going to talk about the Jews. They're fucking awesome. Such great sense of humor. Money's no object, so that's always a good thing in retail. I had the most fun helping to plan bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, I gotta tell you. So again, here we are. Don't call me a bigot, whatever. I loved working with the Jews. It was so much, it was so enjoyable. It was so enjoyable. It really was. Maybe they say, money doesn't buy you class. I think it does. But anyway, so there was one bar mitzvah that Lisa was involved with, and the woman, I used to hear her name all the time because the woman would call the store all the time asking for Lisa. But anyway, she just took up so much of Lisa's time on a shift, which again, she was spending a lot of money. We're not talking just like a few $100s here. This was a lot. And so she had all these different ideas. So at one point, she actually got the fax number for the store because she was faxing plans to Lisa. This is actually a true story. So because we were assistant managers, there were three of us, the actual store manager and then the two of us assistants. We were each on the alarm contact list. So if the alarm is going off in the middle of the night, our store manager would be first to be called. I was third, I think, because I was in school. Later on, I was in school and I was only really kind of the weekend manager, or like 3 or 4 days a week. So I couldn't necessarily commit to, if the alarm's going off, whatever, because I'm either in school or whatever. So anyway, bottom line was if the store manager didn't answer, it goes to person number 2. Person number 2 doesn't answer, it comes to me. So there was one night that the office motion sensor was going off. And so the alarm company called me, and I had a landline, so it was calling. This was before, remember, we're going back at least 20 years. So I answered the phone, and they said, well, the office alarm is going off. And I said, well, the office isn't really... To get into the office, you would need to set off another motion sensor, because the windows were armed, the front doors were armed, the back door was armed, and the office was kind of in the middle. It wasn't even part of like an outside wall or anything. So you'd have to. So I was kind of like, I don't know, but I mean, if there's nothing else going off, I'm just going to say, don't send the police, because, if there's no window alarm, there's no, like the glass shattering, I don't know what you call it with an alarm. And if the doors aren't, then if it's just the office, I mean, maybe something fell off the wall or something. We come in the next day. The fax machine had spewed out so many pages that they had fallen off the tray and then went, onto the floor or where they fell. And I guess enough of these papers, right? Because if there's more than one sheet coming off, you're going to have a larger mass that the sensor is going to pick up. So the woman set off the alarm by sending all these pages and pages of faxes in the middle of the night. So my point on that is the customer service. We gave that woman so much time because that's what built that customer loyalty. You don't think that she didn't come to us for every wedding, every, as I said, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, anniversary, even just a dinner party she was coming to. So if Lisa wasn't there, she didn't know my name, but she recognized me because she was in the store sometimes more than I was. She would come to me, oh, Lisa not in today? So, you want that. When you're the employee, maybe you hate it in the moment, but if you're the store manager or you're the owner of the company, you want that. You want that. I think to our e-commerce stores where, our staff that does social media or whatever, the audience, the followers know the first names. Oh, hey, it's Colin. Oh, hey, Kyle's back. Oh, Steven's on this weekend. I love hearing that. I love hearing that they're waiting for these people, that the fact that they remember their name, or they'll even ask, is Kyle around this weekend? He was telling me about such and such swimwear. Oh, yeah, there's a note about it here, or whatever. I mean, that's the kind of service that you want. Now, I mean, we get a lot of crap emails about, just spammy things or, whatever, but we don't make it difficult to contact us. I mean, if I have an issue with a store or like an order or something, I'm going to reach out directly. I'm not going, going through social media isn't my thing. I'm going to, call, I'll email, but I just feel like it's beneath me to, do business by DMs or tweets or whatever. It's just kind of weird. But here's the thing. If you make it difficult for me to find out how to contact you and it pisses me off, I will tweet up a storm. So, let me get into that story on the Scribble next.
Ever had something to get off your chest but never had the balls to say it? That's a load of crap. Speak Free with JB.com is exactly what you've been waiting for. Your chance to tell it like it is and not care what anybody else thinks. Have your say on issues of the day. Join newspaper and radio columnist Jeremy Bradley as he tells it like it is. Hundreds of thousands of people have stopped by, including some well-known celebrities who have had a chat with JB and speak candidly about what's really going on in the world. You can join them too. Have a rant or a rave. Be brave and head on over to www.speakfreewithjb.com now.
JB here on the Scribble, ranting about customer service. I'm going to name a store. You tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. Bath and Body Works. If the first thing that comes to your mind is spam, ding, ding, ding. Yeah. So I don't do a lot of online shopping, just as I said in the last segment, because I always have to weigh the frustration based on, what I'm getting. Is it something that's going to need to be returned? Right? If it's a high ticket item like a television or something and it goes bad, it's broken, it stops working, whatever, I'm going to have, right? If it's something basic like candles, I should be okay. Well, I wasn't. So I went on to their website. By the way, let me also just talk about the pricing structure of Bath & Body Works. The thing that I don't like is that the prices fluctuate so wildly. So you go in there on a Monday, the candles are $27. And because there's no price labels right in front of each item, there's just a card. So they will just go and change the price, up $5, down $5, down $10, up $10. And I mean, you sit there going, really? Now, I was reading a story after I ran into this frustration that Bath & Body Works execs, there was a new guy, I guess, who just came in charge, and he says, well, we've kind of trained our customers to really only shop with us when there's a big sale, and so, but here's the thing though, if customers are going, your prices are a little bit crazy, so I'm only going to shop when you have a sale, maybe that's also part of the issue too, right? I mean, so, yeah, I mean, it could be like clockwork where, if I go to the website and see that candles are not on sale and they're $27, $29, fuck right off, Bath & Body Works, no thanks. But when you mark them down for $12 or $14, now, again, as a business owner myself, I kind of ask, well, why not just kind of meet halfway in the middle and have a lower price all the time and then knock off a couple bucks when there is a sale? Well, that's the thing, right? You try to make it look like it's a big deal. But again, if you're regular customers, you know that it's not that expensive. You know that there's going to be a sale that's going to mark them down. So why would you buy them, right? So they're banking on the people who maybe it's their first time going to the website or the first time going into the store, seeing these candles. Oh, I like the smell of it. It's $27. Oh, okay, I'll get it. But I don't think that I've ever bought anything full price there. Not that I shop there all the time, but so there was a notice that somebody posted on, I think it was Facebook, where there was a sale, And so, I was like, oh, I'll go to it. They've got a bunch of candles that I like. And so I go, and I was like, all right. So I sign up for the email list, give them just like a fake spammy email address to get the 20% off and free shipping. So I do that, and I wait the day until you get it. That's another thing. Send me the email right away. Send me the discount code right away. If you're going to make me wait 2 days, I've already lost interest. I'm not, But in this instance, I left the screen on my computer. So when I did come back to the computer and I had the code, so I go and I get my cart, and I go just like $1 over what the minimum is, because, I'm not going to spend all that much. So I go and I do that, and I have the cart ready. The code is accepted. Okay, so I go and put in my shipping information, and it says that I was having them shipped to Canada. So my postal code, which is the zip code in Canada, the postal code doesn't match the home province. So first of all, I take issue with that. So this company is telling me that my postal code is wrong for the house that I've lived in for over 18 years. And no matter what I do, no matter what I change, no matter if I put, because a postal code, by the way, is 3 characters and a number, and then a space, and then 3. So it's 6 in total, but it's broken up into 3s. So 3 and then a space and then 3, depending on how you write it. Or you could just do all 6 at once. So that could be an issue on a web form, right? So no matter how I enter the postal code, it's not accepting it at all. Nothing. So again, I go and look, well, there's, is there an email address? Like, how do I do it? So whatever, you know what? I'm just going to tweet you then if it's, So as I'm scrolling, I go and I look and see one of the candles, the word blossom is spelled wrong. Blossom. It should be double S. It was BLOSOM. Blossom. So now that I'm pissed off because I had to wait, a day and a half to get this code just to get the, 20% off and free shipping. And I don't know how many times I tried to put in the address, change the variation, I was frustrated. So I go and I take a screenshot of the error message, and then I took a screenshot of the blossom, and I tweet it to Bath & Body Works, and I say something like, well, bad enough they're telling me that my address is wrong. They don't even know how to spell blossom. No order from me, bye. Their account replied to me, I think in like less than 5 minutes, and told me that I'm on the wrong website, that I'm not on their website. So then they send a link to the American website, which, all right, whatever, fine. And so I guess, like, to me, that was very, what would be the word? Nervy? Is that a word? Nervalicious? Nervy? Some nerve? Because I literally took a screenshot of your website and sent it. And you're telling me that that's not a real website. So I wrote back and said, it's absolutely your website from the one that you send 14 spam emails about every day. Their reply, I can't remember it now, but it said something like, oh, everybody wants to be us, but there's only one Bath & Body Works. Make sure that you enter the proper link. And then in brackets, it said use US/Canada link. So I'm guessing their little template reply, they didn't pull out that instruction because it's probably them supposed to put in the correct link, right? And so so not only do you tell me that I'm wrong, that's my first thing. And when I'm clearly not, you didn't even take a look at your own website. You just replied and said, you're wrong. I sent another screenshot of the full page that shows, everything. And then you're going to double the fuck down, telling me that I'm wrong again. So you don't address anything about the address thing that's my main issue. That's preventing you from getting a sale, Bath & Body Works. So, but instead your reply is, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Not sorry about that. Send us a DM. We'll be happy to help you, or call our customer service, or no, you're wrong. You're fucking wrong. You're wrong. Everybody wants to be us. You're on a fake website. You're wrong. Really? That's customer service. So I replied and I said, you're stupid and arrogant. And I said, this is the customer service from Bath & Body Works. No attempt to assist with the address problem. Instead, just tell you you're wrong, and that's that. Yep. Sure did. And I said, idiots, fucking idiots, in all caps. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit unprofessional. But you know what? You basically called me stupid twice. Called me stupid, like I don't know how to go to the right fucking website. Bath and Body Works, fuck you. Did they get that sale? No. No, they didn't. Now, is that $50 sale gonna break them? No. But here's the thing. People who know me know that I love a candle. I love a good bath product. Nope. And will it prevent me from, if I'm in a mall, passing a store, will it prevent me? I'm going to remember that incident. Absolutely I am. Going to remember it. Did I get an apology tweet? They were very quick on those first replies telling me that I'm stupid. But when I go and say, you're fucking wrong, you idiots. Silence. I was expecting that my account would be blocked, but I wasn't. So that's the customer service. Maybe you're trying to be sassy. Everybody wants to be us, but there's only one us. Yeah, well then you're fucking idiots. Who wants to be you? Overpriced gouging, spamming, shitty customer service. If you're trying to be cheeky and cute, not fucking working with me. Not fucking working. When you just called me an idiot twice? Nope. Not having it. You're not gonna talk to me. Like, no. You're not. I'm not having it. There's lots of competition out there with far cheaper prices. Actually, I was reading message boards after because I was just kind of in this mood. And so I went on to it's the big message board one now, you guys. Tell me that again. It's say it again, Modi? Reddit. I'd never heard of this, by the way, until I think I was watching The View and they started talking about Reddit, and I'm like, I don't even know what is that? What does that mean? So I looked it up. This is seriously just the last few months. So I really didn't know about it. So when I typed in something about, did I type in Bath and Body Works pricing or Bath and Body Works spam or something, whatever it was. Anyway, so I ended up coming to these discussion forums or pages, whatever they're called. And I saw that I'm not alone about people complaining. And so there were some people that were like, you know what? Dollar store candles smell just as good now. Like that's, you can get them for, they're not $1, but I mean, I think you get them like for $3 or $4, the bigger jar candles at a dollar store, and they smell just fine. I'm not paying $27 and being told I'm stupid. Like, not happening. Sorry, I'll pass. Now, speaking of... This is why I don't shop. This is why my husband and I, we just want to stay in this bubble. I don't even want to, vent. I don't want to interact with people. I just don't, I'll make him go, do these things. But anyway, so speaking of dollar stores, I've had a couple incidents at dollar stores recently. Talking about that on the scroll right after this.
Who are the Kardashians feuding with now? What did that little thug Justin Bieber do this time? Who's getting hitched? And who's headed for Splitsville? Hear the latest celebrity news and gossip every day on Entertainment Wrap-Up. The good, the bad, the ugly, but mostly the ridiculously hilarious. It's all recapped in this daily segment at entertainmentwrapup.com. Have a laugh at the expense of the rich and famous when they take themselves way too seriously. It's 3 minutes of time-wasting fun at entertainmentwrapup.com. Check out Entertainment Wrap-Up at entertainmentwrapup.com. Brought to you by Speak Free Books.
We hear you chirping. Get scribbling. Tweet up the Scribble at The Scribble Show. Join the discussion with Jeremy Bradley. It's all going down right now on Twitter at The Scribble Show and at thescribbleshow.com.
JB here on The Scribble. So, dollar stores. And, this is the place where the prices are so low, you get the service that you pay for. That's the best way that I can say it. Do you know what I mean? Right? I mean, you're going into a BMW dealership or something. Okay, you're going to expect a level of customer service, right? I'm going into a dollar store, they're wearing smocks. I mean, so I don't go in there with high expectations, but I believe that I talked about this on the show a few months ago, that I had an incident where the security guard kind of followed me around, basically stalked me through the store. And when I got up to the self-checkout, was standing like right behind me. And then as soon as I put my things down, because you put like the bag on the scale or whatever it is, and I had a drink because I'd just gone for lunch. So I go and I'm holding the drink. So he tells me to put the drink down. And I thought, you're telling me not to hold my drink? Like, excuse me? So it was very odd. And I mean, I was dressed, truthfully, I was dressed pretty grubby. I had, runners, I was sweats, I had like a hoodie on, I looked pretty gangster, as gangster as I get. So I was kind of like, okay, but still, you're targeting me. I mean, you didn't see me put anything in my coat or my pockets. You didn't see me do anything. So why are you following me around, right? It's because of what I look like, So I'm at the self-checkout, and because I've told this story, I'm going to quickly go through it. So anyway, he has me put my cup down. I put the cup down. Then he goes to move it because I put it too close to the scanner, and he spills my drink. He spills it. Now, there's a camera on this machine, like the self-checkout, so I was kind of like, all right. So I looked up at the camera, and I pointed, and I was like, him. I realized there was nobody, sitting there watching, but for record purposes, right? So he went and did that. He spilled it on my gloves because it was just coming into the chilly fall weather. And so my gloves are soaked in root beer or whatever it was that I had. And, and he was just following me or standing right behind me like the whole time. He spilled my drink and I was like, what? Like, why are you doing this? What's the problem? So, I have an employee come over to like wipe up and everything. And I said, you do it. I'm not doing the self-checkout. You do it. He's following me. I didn't do anything. I'm being treated like a criminal. So the woman is ringing things through, and I said, and get me a pair of gloves. I can't even wear my gloves home. I'm not going to freeze my hands wearing, root beer soaked gloves. Go get a pair off the shelf and give them to me. You damaged my property. I'm not like, so they did. They gave me a pair of like, $2 gloves. And I got to say, they were actually more comfy than the ones that I had. So, it bothered me. And I didn't go on like a social media rant, but damn rights I fucking called the store after and spoke to a manager because I just said, get me the store manager's name. I want to talk to whoever that is. Because your outsourced security is, interfering. I spent, I think it was like $26, $27 that day in a dollar store. It's not like I went, and I've seen this in dollar stores where you'll have like the little hooligans go and they'll grab a gift bag from the gift section and they'll fill it up with loot and then just run out with it. I was a paying customer. If I was going to do shit like that, I would not have come to the self-checkout and, carried around a basket throughout the entire store. I would have gone and just bolted or, whatever. Or watch me from a distance, and then if you do see me grab something, then come over. But you're assuming already, and I haven't even done anything. I just stepped up to the checkout. So that just pissed me off. So yes, I laid into the store manager because I said, that you're responsible for that store. It might be an outsourced company, but you are the manager. You are responsible for the bodies working in that store. If that's the direction that they've been given, whether it's by you or the corporate office, whoever it is, and I had her ask the staff, because I knew the name of the employee because they had paged the employee to come and ring me through. So I knew her name. I don't remember what it is now. And so I said, talk to whatever, let's say Joanne. Talk to Joanne. You tell her what I did wrong, or have her tell you what I did wrong. And I want you to talk to the security guard. Have him tell you what I did wrong. So we regrouped the next day. She talked with, quote unquote, Joanne and the security guard. Both of them said that I did not do anything wrong. Okay, so then why was I treated that way? He was helping you, is what she said. The security guard was helping you. Like I'm some fucking old woman that doesn't know how to use the self-checkout. It's not like I was looking around going, help me, it's stuck here, can you? No. And then at one point, the machine, because he had moved things or whatever, it needed to call for an assistant or an attendant. So he had to have an employee come over anyway. And that was what I said, like, yeah, you're doing it now. Like he's messed up the machine. He's spilled on the machine. He's locked us out of the machine. Why is this guy even getting in the way? Leave me alone. Why? Like, I could have been in and out through the checkout in a matter of a minute. But now we've got to have somebody clean up. We've got to have someone go and get me gloves. We've got to have somebody ring it through. Like it was just so ridiculous. So I had another instance though at a dollar store. I was like, I'm not even doing self-checkout. I'm not doing self-checkout because I'm not going to have so I can go to the cashier, they'll ring it through and whatever, I'm not going to deal with it. So I go up to the counter and I had, they didn't have, they did have a basket, but I had too much stuff in the basket. So I was going to get one of those little canvas, shopping bags that they, the stores sell. So I grabbed one of those and I put that on the counter. And so she's ringing the things through and then she's putting it in that. So I guess the tag was still on it or something. So as I'm leaving, the security guard who's at the door stops me and says, because I had 2 bags, like I said, I had a lot of stuff. So I had the bags that I had come in with, but I needed another one. So he's like, can I see your bag? So I hand him one of them in my hand. I don't know what he's talking about. Hand it over to him. And he's like, no, the other one. And I said, okay, whatever. So it was the one that I just grabbed in the store. And there's a tag still on it. And so he holds it up. And the cashier's with somebody else already now at this point. But he holds it up and then he gets her attention. He's like, did he pay for this? And so she looks and she shakes her head no. And I said, well, I'm not the cashier. Like, I don't, if she didn't, that's not I didn't, like, so, do you see what I'm saying here? Like, that would be totally different if all of a sudden I just kind of sneak it in or whatever. You could tell this was a new bag that was put onto the counter. If she didn't scan it, I'm sorry, that's the store's problem. That's not me doing it. And I'm not paying attention. If she's scanning, I'm, looking for my debit card or whatever it is. I'm not, whatever. Honestly, she could have rung something up 3 times. I wouldn't have even noticed because I wasn't even paying attention. So basically I got busted for stealing a canvas shopping bag from the dollar store. So if you were watching me, sir, the entire time, obviously you must have been, because maybe just because there was a tag on, like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I got stopped because the cashier that works at the store who rung up the order didn't sell the bag. I got in trouble. I mean, not really trouble. It's not like they called the cops or threw me up against a wall or something, but basically I was accused of stealing is what happened. And I just kind of like, really? Over a 75-cent bag or whatever it was. I got bigger items and more expensive items in this bag. And the bag is what I came in here. That was my big grab. Really? Yeah. So I just thought, I don't want to online shop. I don't want to go into stores and shop. This is a good way to not be materialistic, is you just got to have a lack of patience for stupidity. Seriously. It's just, yeah. I don't know. It just, what do you think about that? Send me an email, everybody. Live, Live, at jbonair.com. Live at jbonair.com. I don't have time to get into the Best Buy story. Can I do it? No? All right. Womp womp. We'll take it's a hard wrap. We are out of time already. Oh boy. My name is Jeremy Bradley. This is The Scribble. I will talk to you next time. Again, the email address, live, Live, at jbonair.com. Bye-bye for now.
Want more Scribble? Check out thescribbleshow.com for past shows, celebrity interviews, cheapskate tips, and more. That's at thescribbleshow.com and on Twitter at The Scribble Show. The Scribble is a speak-free media presentation.
If you want some real heat, give your mouth the fine treat.